ASUU gears up for showdown with federal government over unfulfilled agreements. President Tinubu clarifies stance on local government autonomy amid concerns from governors. Governor Radda to boost support for vulnerable poor citizens in Katsina State. Residents in Wharton, Sudan reunite with loved ones in a year. Hello and welcome to the news update on Trust TV. My name is Hawa Gambo. Thank you for joining us. The Academic Staff Union of Universities has warned that in the absence of visible and concrete efforts at addressing pending issues and meeting its expectations, 2025 will be a year-long drawn confrontation between the union and the federal government. Describing efforts made by the federal government to address its issues last year as window dressing and cosmetic, ASUU said the federal government made no measured difference in the university education sector, continued its neglect of the university system, and failed to satisfactorily resolve its issues in the year 2024. According to the chairman of ASUU Ibadan chapter, Professor Ayo Akinwole, in a statement on Wednesday, the uninterrupted academic calendar in 2024 was as a result of the sacrifice of the union, not that the government had addressed its impending issues. The union flayed the federal government over policy somersault in the 18 years benchmark for admission into tertiary education and asked President Bola Ahmed Tinubu government to, instead of embarking on a fresh renegotiation of the agreement, set in motion a process that will lead to the review and signing of the Nimi Briggs-led renegotiated draft agreement. Abia State Governor Alex Oti has banned all forms of payments, including PTA levies in primary and secondary schools across the state. In his New Year address, the governor emphasized the importance of safeguarding the future of children, introducing a new financial system to ensure smooth operations in public schools. As part of the administration's 2025 plans, 35% of the state budget will focus on education and health, vital sectors for Abia's transformation. The governor also reiterated commitments to public safety and economic revitalization. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has urged the 36 state governors to take charge of grassroots development, emphasizing that the financial autonomy granted to local governments is not an attempt to diminish the role of governors in overseeing the third tier of government. This was part of an interaction between the president and the Nigerian Governors Forum at his Ikoyi residence in Lagos during the New Year celebrations. Here's the full report.
During a New Year homage led by the Vice President Kashim Shettima and members of the Nigerian Governors Forum (NGF) at his Ikoyi residence, the president expressed his gratitude for their support and collaboration. He highlighted key areas demanding joint efforts for the nation's progress. President Tinubu called for stronger federal and state government collaboration to address pressing challenges, including local government autonomy, agriculture productivity, and currency stability.
You have the control of your local governments. Do what you expected of grassroots effectiveness and restoration of their hope. It's in your hand. There's nothing, no one is among us on all these tiers of government. There was some gossip that maybe we had a disagreement or quarrel and everything when it was local government's autonomy. No. Just drive the development down there to the local government authorities. Nobody wants to take the control away from you.
The president also announced plans to visit Enugu State on January 4th as part of the series of visits to various states across the federation. Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum and governor of Kwara State, commended the decision by this day to name President Tinubu Man of the Year, describing it as a major endorsement of the administration's policies. The governor encouraged the president to visit states to witness ongoing transformations and assured him of governor's steadfast support, particularly in strengthening local security frameworks to enhance national security.
I have not done 2 years in this administration, but I've done more projects in my less than 2 years and in the 4 years of my first term. And that is due to the structural adjustment program you're doing. Restructuring the economy means that we're getting more funding. Yes, there's inflation, but what we're getting overrides the inflation and we're delivering a lot. As this year begins, I know for sure you'll be visiting many states and you'll see firsthand the transformation going on at sub-national level. You'll be proud of what you see in various states.
The meeting at the President's Ikoyi residence brought together prominent figures from the executive and legislative arms of government, including former speakers of the House of Representatives, Dimeji Bankole and Yakubu Dogara, as well as chief of staff to the president, Femi Gbajabiamila.
The presidential candidate, Peter Obi, has criticized the worsening state of Nigeria's political, economic and security sectors, contradicting the government's claims of progress. Speaking at a media chat in Abuja on Thursday, Obi emphasized the need for selfless and exemplary leadership to steer the nation towards recovery by 2025. The former Anambra State governor highlighted Nigeria's economic decline, noted that the country, once Africa's largest economy with a GDP of $574 billion and a per capita income of over $3,500 in 2014, now ranks fourth on the continent. Obi expressed concern over rising food insecurity, describing it as the new norm that has positioned Nigeria among the world's hungriest nations. He added that middle-income unemployed Nigerians are now spending most of their earnings on food, with many resorting to borrowing just to survive.
You may consider, for example, that your next medical examination be conducted in one of our national hospitals or regional federal medical centers, such as FMC in Sokoto, Birnin Kebbi, Calabar, Umuahia, Akure, among others. This will allow you to assess the state of healthcare facilities available to Nigerians. It will also help you to understand the condition of our hospitals and clinics, enabling you to make informed decisions on how to upgrade and make them efficient. Endeavor to travel by road to observe the conditions of most highways. You can take short trips, for example, from Calabar in Cross River State to Uyo in Akwa Ibom, a distance of less than 100 kilometers, or from Benin in Edo to Warri in Delta. Therefore, consider spending your holidays in different parts of the country. Let your next Salah, Easter, or Christmas holidays be spent in Yola, in Sokoto, Jos, Akure, Yanegua, Abakaleke, among others.
The concerned elders of Rivers State have condemned recent remarks by the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, directed at elder statesman and former governor of the state, Peter Odili. Wike, also a former governor of Rivers State, recently claimed at a public function that he had brought Odili out of political obscurity. He also referred to Odili as a general overseer, referencing the appointments of Odili's wife, Justice Mary Odili, retired, and his daughter, Dr. Adeze Ore, to key positions in Rivers State by General Similayi Fubara. In a statement issued in Port Harcourt on Wednesday night, signed by former governors Celestine Omehia, former Deputy Governor Tele Ukuru, and 12 others, The elders described Wike's comments as unbecoming and disrespectful. The elders highlighted the importance of dialogue and respectful engagement to address grievances, stressing that disrespect towards elders undermines community values. The elders linked Wike's comments to Dr. Odili's advice against an alleged impeachment plot targeting the current governor of Rivers State, Similayi Fubara. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has shared new insights into Nigeria's ongoing refinery challenges, recounting his failed efforts to privatize the country's refineries and the financial losses under government management. In an exclusive interview with Channels TV, Obasanjo discussed the Port Harcourt, Warri, and Kaduna refineries during his presidency. He explained how he sought external help to rehabilitate and manage the facilities, but faced resistance, particularly from Shell. However, Obasanjo shared that his successor eventually refunded Dangote's investment, citing NNPC's decision to manage the refineries independently. I told my successor about the situation, but he was convinced that NNPC could handle it, he explained. Expressing doubts about the NNPC's ability to manage refineries effectively, Obasanjo expressed confidence in Dangote's ability to run his privately owned refinery, highlighting the contrast with the government's inefficiency. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has extended an invitation to former President Olusegun Obasanjo to tour the Port Harcourt refinery and verify its operational status. This invitation follows Obasanjo's recent interview on Channels Television, where he referenced advice from Shell Petroleum Development Company questioning the refinery's functionality. Obasanjo claimed that SPDC had expressed concerns about corruption hindering the refinery's operations and alleged that NNPCL has misled Nigerians about its functionality. In response, NNPCL's Chief Corporate Communications Officer Olufemi Soneye invited the former president to visit the refinery, assuring him of the company's commitment to transparency and accountability. Soneye further highlighted NNPCL's efforts, stating that the company had not only carried out turnaround maintenance, but also a complete overhaul of the refinery. He emphasized that NNPCL, now a limited liability company, has transitioned from a loss-making government cooperation to a profit-driven international energy firm committed to enhancing and maintaining the refinery to global standards. Regarding recent media reports about NNPCL halting crude oil supplies to Dangote refinery, Soneye dismissed the claim, calling them false and unnecessary to address. This is the news update coming up on Trust TV after the break. Governor Rada to boost support for vulnerable poor citizens in Katsina. More news when we return. Do stay with us. You're welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is the news update on Trust TV. Now let's take a look at some of our top stories again. ASUU gears up for showdown with federal government over unfulfilled agreements. And President Bola Ahmed Tinubu clarifies stance on local government autonomy amid concerns from governors. Now moving to other stories. A French citizen was removed from Air France flight at Abuja Airport on New Year's Day after clashing with security personnel. Michael Achumugu, Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection at the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, shared the details on his account. He explained that the unruly passenger disrupted multiple flights, leading to security staff to escort him off the aircraft and deny him further access to the boarding area. The incident occurred on January 1st, with Achumugu providing further updates on the situation later that day.
Hello? Yusuf. Oh my God. Hello, you can't go there. Oh.
My passport! My passport!
Hello. Where are you going? Hey!
Okay, I will do that. My passport! My passport! Where is my passport? Here.
When you go upstairs, I'll give you your passport.
You know?
Yeah?
You know the
When we get to the plane, I'll give you your passport. You don't want to collect your passport? Oh my God.
Stop. Stop.
Hello. Where are you going? This is your passport is upstairs.
An urgent call has been made to increase investment in programs that support the poor and vulnerable in Katsina State. This appeal, highlighted during a recent news briefing, emphasizes the need for enhanced social protection initiatives to address poverty and inequalities effectively. Abdullahi Ahmadi reports.
The Katsina Social Protection Forum emphasized that boosting social investments is crucial for fostering inclusive growth, reducing inequality, and building a resilient society where every citizen can thrive. Governor Radda had earlier signed a social protection policy in 2023, aiming to use it as a tool to reduce poverty by 10%. Against this backdrop, the forum is urging the governor to accelerate the implementation of this policy to address the rising poverty levels, especially among vulnerable groups and low-income families.
These programs not only provide a vital safety net for those in need, but also contribute to the economic stability, social cohesion, and sustainable development of our society.
The forum also recommended expanding the social protection program to reach a broader segment of marginalized and impoverished populations. Although the state government has allocated over 38 billion naira for social protection initiatives in the 2025 budget to enhance inclusive growth, the forum also called for additional investments in light of the escalating poverty situation in Katsina State.
The overall goal and objective of this policy are to establish for all times, an inclusive, gender-sensitive, and age-appropriate framework for human development and collective prosperity of all residents of the state, and to establish a minimum social protection floor that enables all citizens to live a life of dignity.
The Katsina Social Protection Forum, a coalition of around 20 civil society organizations, pledged to diligently monitor the program's execution to ensure its effectiveness. Acknowledging the increasing poverty in Katsina, the forum further urged the government to expedite efforts to update its social register, thereby including more vulnerable families. The forum believes that if the government faithfully implements its economic intervention programs designed to combat poverty, inequality, and vulnerability, thousands of Katsina residents could be lifted out of severe economic hardship. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
The chairman of the Oyo State Nigerian Medical Association, Dr. Happy Adedapo, has urged government to provide more incentives to healthcare workers to help curb the rising Japa syndrome, which has become a significant challenge for the health workers in 2024. Speaking in an interview with the News Agency of Nigeria on Thursday in Ibadan, Dr. Adedapo emphasized that offering comfort and support to doctors such as car loans and the payment of medical residency training funds could help retain professionals in the system. He also called on Governor Makinde to implement the adjusted consolidated medical salary scales recently adopted by the federal government for doctors in Oyo State. Since the conflict in Sudan broke out, many in the country are still grappling with the torment of not knowing the fate of their loved ones. Among them is Ahmed, whose son went missing in 2023. Ahmed suspects that he may have been arrested or forcibly conscripted. Mohammed's family has also been split up by the war. His brother Osman went missing when fighting broke out in Omdurman. A strip of attempt to locate his brother through aid organizations and social media have so far failed. But Ahmed hopes that 2025 will see them reunited. Since the conflict erupted between the Sudanese army and paramilitary rapid support forces in April 2023, tens of thousands of people have been killed and more than 1 million have fled the country.
The disappearance of my son brings me immense pain. I hope to see him again soon. I dream of him coming home a lot, but I cannot find him after I wake up. I pray for a quick reunion with him. As for how we feel, here in my arms is Osman's son. He has been waiting for his father to return. He was 7 years old when Osman disappeared. He's still a child and doesn't really understand it now, but a sudden loss of a father is an extremely painful experience for such a young child.
A devastating fire broke out at Accra's Kantamanto market early Thursday, destroying over 100 shops and causing significant losses. The blaze, which started around 1 a.m., prompted a swift response from Ghana National Fire Service, deploying 30 fire tenders from across the city. The firefighters worked tirelessly throughout the morning and eventually brought the flames under control. The cause of the fire is yet to be determined as investigations are underway.
Much and the smoke can be seen all over the sky, even the thick smoke in the air.
Boxing champion Anthony Joshua kicked off the new year with a visit to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Lagos, presenting the Nigerian leader with an autographed boxing glove symbolizing perseverance and excellence. Speaking to reporters, Joshua expressed optimism about the visit, describing the energy as positive. He reaffirmed his ambition to become a three-time world heavyweight champion in 2025 by defeating Tyson Fury, emphasizing his hunger for more success. Prior to meeting Tinubu, Joshua visited Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun, who appointed him as sports ambassador for the state.
It's 10-10. Obviously, we're here in December, so it's a big celebration for the Christmas and New Year period. But in general, the energy in Nigeria is good, and I got to meet His Excellency. They do an amazing job at hosting me and my family today. I get to see how the country's organized and run, and they have big plans for the future. You know, hunger makes me more hungry, makes me want to work harder, because time is of the essence. Time is limited, so I just want to put in more work. 2024, when I look back, I believe I could have done more, and now I have another chance in 2025 to do more. I'm going to make sure that I take every opportunity that comes my way. Of course, I should have won, but I didn't, and I'm going to go again. Ups and downs, they happen. Some people is always up. My life is up and down, so I've got to get used to the turbulent times and keep riding the wave. I can't stop now. I have to keep going until I reach my destination.
Nigerian forward Gift Orban is expected to undergo medicals at TSG Hoffenheim this week after the Bundesliga club reached agreement with Olympic Lyon for his signature. Orban will join Hoffenheim on a permanent transfer, ending his troubled stay at Lyon. Hoffenheim will pay approximately €9 million as a fixed fee, including bonuses. League One club RC Lens were also interested in the young striker, but failed to meet Lyon's valuation. The 21-year-old linked up with Lyon from Belgian Pro League side Cargent in January 2023. Orban had a slow start in his first season at Lyon, scoring only 1 league goal in 13 league appearances. The energetic striker, however, scored twice in 3 appearances in the Coupe de France. On his first appearance in the 2024-25 season, He came off the bench with Lyon trailing 3-2 against Strasbourg and scored twice in 9 minutes to win the game for his team. He fell out with Lyon coach later and was excluded from the first team squad. And with that, we come to the end of the news update on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us on all media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel for constant live streams of programs and documentaries. My name is Hawa Gambo. Thank you for joining us and see you next time.